Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is October 5th, 2025. Howard, how do you feel after your trip in Italy?
I'm coming back okay. I still struggle going with the time difference. Coming back, I just because I don't sleep well. It's a long day, but I just crap. I'm okay. Going there takes me a couple days. Italy was fantastic, but thanks.
Awesome. Well,
Pretty
the market's also doing well. Quite a few
just got to be
assets.
swing trader's dream for you. I mean, it's been trends are great for me, but got to be good for you right now.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. There are good opportunities every single week so far. Well, we continue to see quite a few assets making new all-time highs. It's not just the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq 100. Bitcoin is almost there. The Japanese market is there. Like there are a lot of
Yeah.
assets around the world. Gold is there. They're making new all-time highs.
Yeah, defense, drones, aviation, middle like the only thing not working is like retail consumer stuff isn't really working other than tech, right? Like restaurants, airlines are starting to roll.
I mean, speaking in like in terms of market breadth has been weakening since June basically, but it hasn't mattered so far.
Do we have I don't see the charts up.
Uh, I have the charts up. I don't know why you're not seeing them.
Huh.
I'm sharing my screen.
Hmm. All right. I'm just not seeing it.
What are you seeing? Just me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong. I see it. Sorry.
Okay.
So I said I'm jet lagged. Okay. So yeah, so take us through what you're seeing and I'll walk through some, I mean, not rocket science, man, everything's
I
working.
mean, what has been working, it continues to work. Anything AI related, obviously with NVIDIA, new all-time highs, broke out early last week, then pulled back to test that initial breakout. It just continued after spending a couple months building that new base. Um, Obviously, if you chase something like in NVIDIA that is so popular and so followed, here you're probably not going to beat the market in general
Hmm.
unless you time your entries, on range contractions, on pullbacks. So NVIDIA probably the best performing stocks among the Max 7, and the
As of
rest of the rest
well,
of
yeah,
them,
yeah, April, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the rest of them maybe except Google have been kind of underperforming even the general market. They have been struggling a little bit
Yeah,
lately.
it's a stock
Uh,
picker's year. It was right now. It's probably the best stock picking year in the last 20. Like
yeah, stock
doing
pickers
well,
market.
but which helps stock pickers, but like you had to be really bad at investing this year if you didn't beat the indexes so far.
Yeah, I mean, here's Meta basically giving up its earnings gap,
Wow.
starting to show major relative weakness. You can see relative strength, rating of 68 and de sharply declining. And I don't know what the market rationale is. You can see those big distribution days, and we don't
Wow.
really need to
I,
know the
I
reason.
don't follow it, but yeah. Yeah.
But all of them have really Amazon as well, kind of has been weak. And I think Amazon is kind of flat for the year.
Yeah.
And you know well that even Google had its moment of struggling. So every single one of these big stocks,
Yeah.
including in Tesla, including Nvidia, they went through some rough patches at some point
Yeah.
this year.
But still, I'm saying still carrying the indexes this year,
Yeah,
right?
they
Apple,
this
Apple and Google have really picked up the steam.
yeah. There's been
Um,
rotation,
yeah,
between them, and then also you have the small caps as well, perking up anytime interest rates pull back. Small
yeah,
caps are outperforming. Biotech is on a kind of winning stretch lately. Big upside acceleration really after this breakout here above the
yeah.
200
Go to
day.
the weekly. I own. I think you and I both have owned some of this, and I think this could be the big one. Like AI is going to help this industry, right? Because just running tests and models and just running all this data to speed up things
Yeah,
doesn't
it
change the
can
fact that you need.
accelerate everything. Yeah.
going to accelerate this industry. It's going to accelerate. Um, I think Gavin Baker had this great quote that the internet kind of was good for everybody, and AI is really good for the Mag 7. But I think what we're seeing is this broadening of the market into some of this stuff. Like financials continue to do fantastic.
I mean, AI should be good for everybody because in theory, it should allow companies
Well, banks can just keep cutting ops and keep cutting,
to
people.
become more productive. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just no oversight, so they're just printing money. The other thing that was interesting is Shopify.
Yeah. I mean, the
As
last stuff
retail
that really stood
struggles
out. Yeah. Yeah.
and Amazon struggles, Shopify, right? Like Amazon was supposed to beat them. Remember those stories, right? And it's one of my it's not on my Degen index, but it's one of my bigger holdings. And it's I don't s- AI just helps them, and they're now integrated into OpenAI. Um, and they've never really pushed their app so that the retailers still kind of control their own destiny. And you can see no one talks about Shopify. And here we go. If you go look at the monthly, look at that, and so I'm saying like, obviously COVID kind of, I've talked about this forever, but COVID kind of just helped it overshoot. Then you had the world's coming around, and now it's just back on trend. And now you got like a 4 or 5 year digestion. And you know, this could really scream higher or get bought. With the government not, I mean, by one of the FANG companies, the bidding war could just be massive
I
for
mean,
them.
at
Or
200
even
billion.
OpenAI. OpenAI could say, listen, this is the future of shopping, right? And OpenAI and Google, I don't know OpenAI could afford it, but like Google could come in right now and just pay 400 or 500 billion for this thing and just dominate for end of time. So
Yeah. I'm not
more
sure.
so on the dips. Like Shopify is going to remain independent, obviously, but what I'm saying is the dips are going to get bought on Shopify because they survived. They survived the internet crash, all the competition from Amazon. They're smarter, they're leaner. AI works to their advantage. Everybody needs them, right? And as we get into AI content creation, what brands are just going to, create stores, right? And go look at Nike and Lulu. Let's go look at the opposite of Shopify, right? It's hurting anything that's competitive now. Listen, I can go to Unreal, which are these shirts, which are just as good as Lulu shirts, right? And put my logo on them, and now you have like quality shirts that's really better than Lulu, and go private label them with my brand. So I'm saying Shopify should have been killed by this Alibaba, China, that 22 bear market, and no, they're stronger than ever. And then look at Alibaba, look at the Chinese stocks, which, I hate to say it because I don't trust any of it, but just based on price, have been long, but like the Chinese stocks look the best.
Some of them.
Because,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, they do, Ivan. Like, look at K-Web.
I mean, Baba, yes, for sure. And, K-Web, it's
So I'm
out of a
saying,
big base. Yeah.
unlike Japan, which like who are they selling to? They're an island, right? The size of the market in China is just so massive. So it's great that Japan's breaking out. Good for Japan. I don't know that market very well. Um, but China, man. Another one I looked at in China, like as coffee companies struggle, look at Luckin Coffee, LKNCY,
Yeah.
which I own, LKNCY. They're just opening, I think it's LKNCY.
Oh, okay. And see one. Okay. Yeah.
So go look at that. I mean, this was like a frauded company back in the monthly, went to zero, kind of like a Carvana store. They've opened their first US stores. So this is going the opposite of Starbucks, right? Meaning they're coming into the US with $2 coffee, right? And at the same time, Starbucks is kind of played out. But if we look at the market cap, what is it? Oh, what's the market cap of Luckin Coffee? Yeah,
It's
13 billion.
13
They haven't even
billion.
come into the US yet in any sense of the way. So you can see like there's certain brands that are coming out of China at a time where, the average American just wants cheap coffee, not $5 bag coffee at Starbucks. So there's a lot of interesting stuff out of China. When I went through Shopify, I want to go through a few others that I've been, obviously these stupid quantum things, which I'm not chasing. Um, a lot of energy stuff. What else? These
Yeah.
rockets. There's so many. eBay, all-time highs, I think, Ivan. eBay. I mean, that goes along the Shopify.
Not really there, but it's
You're
acting
close.
well.
I
Yeah.
mean, eBay, for Christ's sake.
Anything robot related is strong. Anything nuclear, anything
Nuclear, a
crypto
lot of
related,
energy.
obviously anything energy. People are still, bidding up companies like Oklo that they don't even have revenue and
Yeah, I can't.
probably
I just can't because
they're not
and
going to
they've
have any
all got
revenue in the next three
the White
years.
House on their balance sheets. I can't play this game. There's
At
enough.
the end, and at the end of the day, the companies that are actually powering the AI data centers are the regular utilities like CEG and
And they're actually in
NRG.
the position of strength. So this is interesting, Ivan, because these are the ones that I think are interesting because they control the power. So as long as they don't do stupid things, so this is what's interesting. They actually, versus chasing the Oklos, which are sexy, these as long as they don't do stupid things and source out their power to customers that can't pay. So it's like this is where there's a bubble forming in that space because everybody just assumes that they can get this energy from Constellation Energy, right? And Constellation Energy's got to be careful who they sell to because they don't want like a Cisco type moment. So everybody thinks NVIDIA is the next Cisco, and it's not at all like that. I think where you're going to get this potential bubble is if these energy companies do stupid things and start, you know, providing power to customers that in the end are like can't pay, and then the good customers go and lock in with other energy companies.
I
Again,
mean,
overall, right? I just think you got to be really careful in the energy space.
the energy price in the US has increased by 30% in the past 5 years, and obviously, AI data centers they have the ability to pay a lot more than what the US
But
households
you just got to just know
can.
who's behind the data centers and who's paying the
And
bill.
maybe this is one of the reasons why, despite the removal of government subsidies, solar companies have finally found a bit because solar is like, 8 to 10 cents per kilowatt hour. And then the average price that the US is paid is like 19, double that. So despite the removal of the subsidies, there is a place for solar,
Yeah.
especially in some parts of
Oh,
the
you
country.
talk down solar. He's probably been, it's like Z. Trump's been talking down solar forever here. Like, look at First Solar. I mean, base and grade. I don't know. It's SEDG, Solar Edge. It's an Israeli SEDG.
Yeah.
This,
1 second.
yeah, this came back from the dead. So these are going to go much higher, I
Yeah,
think.
there are a lot of them. Run, the Chinese ones, CSIQ.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy the Chinese ones, but yeah, these look interesting for people that understand energy. The other one I was going to say is healthcare's been so weak, but this XLV I think is healthcare, but it's finally bouncing. And the one strong healthcare stock, which I've been following and traded a little bit of OSCR, Oscar Health.
Yeah, yeah,
It's relatively the strongest in what's been a weak space, huge base. So it's a Kushner company. Um, I don't. I just follow it because of the base. Go look at the monthly. Just been left for dead and has had a great run to get back to kind of
yeah.
IPO prices from you know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah,
insane.
I've been following and trading this one as well. It was one of my setups actually last week.
Still losing money,
Yeah,
so I don't know. But anyways,
yeah,
that's one that I've kind of recently added. But yeah, I'm really excited about e-commerce, right? Like, because as Amazon struggles, eBay, which I don't own, but Shopify. I'm trying to think
yeah.
what else is
I
interesting.
mean, Melee is, breaking down here. a little bit, but obviously not on the grand scale of things. It's still a blip.
Yeah.
This pullback last week to the 200-day moving average, and historically,
Historically, as I said, Amazon's going to take LATAM more seriously. So yeah, that probably I mentioned that could be a dip that could be bought, but I'm still sticking to like just obvious ones. And semiconductors.
I mean, Jamie is
If you
another
don't
one.
look,
Like everybody says that the next big thing is Africa.
heard
They're
that
not, they're
7,000 times in Jumia's lifetime. Go
they're
look at
not
the monthly of
there are
that
not
thing.
many ways to play Africa really.
Well, that ain't going to be mine. If you got to
Eh,
play Africa in a bull market in the US,
this
you
one is still early. I'm talking about probably the next, I don't know, 20, 30 years. So this one is probably early. Uh, Still losing money. You don't really know what's going on there. I think that's a German company, that is
another
operating.
semiconductor company out of Amsterdam, ASML, which makes kind of like the Boeing of semiconductors. They have these huge machines they produce. Like, go look at the monthly there. Kind of been basing some
Yeah,
sort
they supply the equipment to anyone. And since
of.
a lot of companies are starting now to produce chips in the US, obviously they don't need to buy from
Yeah.
ASML.
There'll be a day for the Bears, but I just don't see it. Like it's so obvious. Like the consumers gonna struggle, but they want to speculate. You can see it in Robinhood's pricing. Um, I think the biggest thing is how far ahead Robinhood and Coinbase are versus the draft, with the prediction markets. Like you can see where DraftKings just caught way behind, right? Like the UI of old gambling apps. And Flutter is another one, FL, which is FanDuel. You can see that like prediction markets are now, as small as they are, Ivan, um, people see this as like, with the market caps of where Flutter and these companies are, and the cost of customer acquisition, you're starting to really see, and as Robinhood partner with Kalshi to roll out prediction markets, you can really see where DraftKings and FanDuel could struggle. They're going to have to kind of innovate and incorporate a lot of, wallet stuff that Robinhood and Coinbase are going to offer all this stuff to their millions of users. So there's some trades out there that are a little interesting, but overall, man,
Overall, the market is strong. That doesn't mean chase extended stocks because as we saw towards the end of last week, the shakeouts are starting to come, and they can appear at any time, and that's not necessarily bearish, but if you chase at the wrong spot, you can be easily shaken out.
yeah,
And on those big, sell-off days, we're
there's a
starting to
lot of
see.
money moving around. There's a lot of money in between the indexes moving
Yeah, there
around.
is a lot of rotation.
Reposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Okay, buddy, good to be back.
All right, Howard. Thank you. See you next week.